He is.
I ate,
That's West
that's
Ward?
another thing I did. I ate the whole Twix and I ate the
I
Snickers
ate
too.
mine on the way home that night, cause I didn't eat dinner that
I
night.
know, I
So
haven't eaten,
hungry.
I'm a little shaky. But I don't wanna eat
You want some?
candy.
I have sunflowers.
I have a yogurt, I have a donut.
Let's just call some pizza in.
My sugar's
Get
not
some.
gonna let me go.
No pizza.
Get a delivery.
I'm not doing any more. I couldn't walk yesterday because of this like whole, I guess if you like, I guess I do have fibromyalgia or whatever. And if you, I didn't realize that carbs do affect it and sugar. Like, and I haven't had any in like 2 months, and then I had a piece of pizza, and then I had the popcorn at the movies with all that salt. I had those 2 pieces of candy.
Pasta.
I had a couple bites of spaghetti. I couldn't walk yesterday. When I got up, it was terrible.
Does that affect your back?
No, everything.
Muscles. How are you feeling?
I actually feel,
You look a little pink.
I feel better.
Mr. Shirt.
And,
I gave blood
and
today
I
at
went,
the blood drive.
I had to go get my blood taken.
I wouldn't have had,
I'm afraid I can't.
I can't
chiropractor.
believe Walt didn't come and support his police department.
I was a mess the day after.
They don't take my blood.
Who'd you go see?
You know?
Myself?
It's not real blood, it's
Robotype.
broken blood.
No,
Green.
I don't have
Because
a
I've
heart.
known him for a
Yeah,
while,
blood.
True.
and I happened to see them at the bank.
Okay.
Yeah,
Put me on a thing,
Walt,
he's like doing
Walt-
something, and it
Wham! Salt water.
And it was like, and I was like, oh. It's like cracking your knuckles, you're like getting rid of that air pockets and all that,
Well, what happened?
and I'm realigning. The next day, I was a mess. But then I felt better the third day. But boy,
I'm scared of that.
me too.
See, my doctor doesn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't, he uses a different technique.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one in the state actually that uses
Steamroller.
this particular technique. That is very, very good.
Really?
He doesn't do the, he'll use that,
Does what?
acupressure.
Yep.
Like clicker.
Yep.
But he rarely does any, he'll do
Life-
more
his
muscle.
life got
His
boxed.
belief is the problem with your spine has to do with
Yeah,
your
I
muscles.
didn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
So his
Look at
goal
that.
is
Realignment.
he releases the muscles.
Mm-hmm.
He'll do,
I was
he
just
does
wondering.
work on me,
Everybody, we're gonna restart our session here, if I can get a motion.
I'll make a motion to reconvene to open session. I'll disclose that 0 votes were taken in executive session and seal the minutes of closed executive session.
Can I get a second? All in
Second.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Open forum for agenda items?
Nope.
And nobody's here for open. All right, 7, resolution 2025-06 in support of House Bill number 5957 relating to towns and cities, low and moderate income housing. Discussion and interaction. At council's last meeting, council discussed House Bill 5957 and it was agreed to support the bill with a resolution as follows. Walt, would you like to read that?
It's a long one, though. I don't know.
Do you want me to read it?
Well, I'll slug it out.
I know you like this one.
All right, so, yeah, the state of Rhode Island. The state of Rhode Island, town of Glocester, resolution 2025-06 in support of House Bill number 5957 relating to towns and cities, low and moderate income housing. Whereas our legislators have introduced in 2025 House Bill 5957 that proposes an amendment to the Low and Moderate Income Housing Act, and whereas the proposed Low and Moderate Income Housing Act Amendment H 5957 recognizes that a one-size-fits-all approach to the construction of affordable housing does not work among the diverse municipalities in Rhode Island, and whereas the proposed Low and Moderate Income Housing Act Amendment H 5957 recognizes that the definition of consistent with local needs requires a balance between the state's need for affordable housing and the local needs to protect the health and safety of all its residents, to promote site and building designs suited to the environment, to preserve open spaces, and to apply local zoning ordinances to all equally. And whereas the proposed Low and Moderate Income Housing Act Amendment H 5957 would expand the definition of the term consistent with local needs by adding that low or moderate income housing can also exist if the town were to adopt an inclusionary zoning ordinance that would allow all housing developments to include at least 50% low or moderate income housing units. And whereas the proposed Low and Moderate Income Housing Amendment H 5957 could be an incentive for Gloucester to add inclusionary zoning to its zoning ordinances, as it would foster a local needs approach to the construction of low to moderate income housing that would be consistent with local needs. And whereas the proposed Low and Moderate Income Housing Act Amendment H 5957 should contain a minimum number of units to which the legislation applies. And whereas the town of Gloucester, in being consistent with its local needs, recommends that the proposed low to moderate housing income amendment contain a minimum number of units not less than 6 units. And now therefore be it resolved that the Gloucester Town Council hereby requests that the General Assembly support the proposed low to moderate income housing amendment, as it offers municipalities a realistic alternative to meeting affordable housing needs while recognizing that there is not a one-size-fits-all solution to affordable housing. Be it further resolved that the town clerk is hereby authorized to forward this resolution to the town of Gloucester's legislators in the Rhode Island General Assembly and to all cities and towns for their support in this bill. This resolution shall take effect upon passage. Past this 15th day of May 2025, the Gloucester Town Council, Councilor President William A. Worthy Jr., Councilor Vice President Walter Olmsted III, Councilor Jonathan E. Burlingame, Councilor Cheryl A. Greathouse, Councilor Stephanie L. Calisi, Jean M. Fecto, CMC Town Clerk.
Okay, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Number 8, consent items, discussion interaction. A, approval of town council minutes, regular meeting of May 1st, 2025, and special meeting of May 5th and May 12th, 2025. B, tax assessor's addition and abatements, April 2025. C, finance director's report, April 2025. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve town council regular meeting minutes of May 1st, 2025, special meeting minutes of May 5th and May 12th, no abatements or additions to the 2024 tax roll, and to accept the finance director's report for April 2025.
Okay, second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Unfinished business, A, boards and commissions, discussion and interaction. Number 1, appointments, discussion and interaction. Land Trust member at large for Planning Board, 1 term to expire 1/31/26. The Planning Board Chair has recommended a member of the Planning Board to fill his position, Brian White. Can I have a motion?
Motion to appoint Brian White to the position of Land Trust member at large from the Planning Board for a term to expire 1/31/2026.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. B, authorization for signature, discussion, and interaction. Number 1, RI Resource Recovery Agreement. DPW has received the current solid waste and recycling service agreement between Rhode Island Rescue Recovery Corporation and the town of Gloucester. The agreement has been reviewed by the town solicitor. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion to authorize the town council president to sign the solid waste and recycling services agreement between the Rhode Island Resource Corporation and the town of Gloucester. The term of this agreement shall commence on the date of municipal execution or July 1st, 2025, whichever is the later, and end on June 30th, 2027, unless sooner terminated or extended as provided in said contract.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. New business, amendment to explanation only of budget ballot question for 25-26, FTR discussion interaction. Council adopted the ballot questions for the FTR on May 5th. To best explain to our residents, that clerk added a brief explanation to each question. The explanation for question 2 did not include both park areas possibly involved in improvements. To clarify, the clerks received a consensus from council to correct the explanation only. No questions were changed. Can I get a motion?
Motion to adopt the abatement to the language in the explanation only to propose question number 2. Motion to adopt amendment to the language in the explanation only to propose question number 2 on the ballot for the 2025 financial town referendum to add Gloucester Memorial Park.
Can I second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Boards and commissions, resignation, discussion, or action. Conservation Commission, 1 3-year term to expire. The clerks received the resignation of Jonathan Smith effectively immediately from the Conservation Commission. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion to accept the resignation of Jonathan Smith with thanks from the Conservation Commission.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. 2, appointment, discussion, interaction. Conservation Commission, 1 3-year term to expire 1/1/28. Chairman is recommending Brian Scribner from the Talbot Listening. Can I get a motion?
Motion to appoint Brian Scribner to the Conservation Commission for a 3-year term to expire 1/1/2028.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. B, Gloucester 250 Commission, discussion and interaction. 1, appointment, 7 members. The clerk's office has added the commission to the list of town boards and commissions and is advertised for members. Currently, Roy Najecki has agreed to join and has been working on suggestions for the event for some time. If council wants to appoint Roy, a motion can be made to do so, and the other 6 positions can be tabled. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion to appoint Roy Najecki to the Gloucester 250 Commission, position number 1 for term to expire 12/31/2027.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. And you want to make the other motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to table 6 remaining appointments to the Gloucester 250 Commission to the Town Council meeting of June 19th, 2025.
A second? All in favor?
Aye.
And, you know, to that point, we should probably do some advertising to let,
I did.
oh, you did, okay, I missed that, I'm sorry.
C, 2025 budget referendum, public notification, call, communication, discussion, or interaction. This is obviously for the red. Code red, thank you.
Yeah, we should be doing one like tomorrow.
Yep.
And Monday, if possible.
Okay.
It's on here because I think you wanted to talk about what the town council's message would be. If I do it, I'm just gonna do when and where. I
Yeah,
won't give
I mean,
any more than that.
right, so we, obviously, we want people to support this budget,
Mm-hmm.
so, and all the questions, not just the main budget, but the questions as well. So, A, it's important people know that we're having it, B, that we support it, otherwise we wouldn't have presented it to them. I don't think we say that, but something along the lines of, please come out and support the budget, vote for the budget, what is out there.
Okay.
Do we have something from last year?
Yeah, we probably do. Do you want me to write it and send it out and just, get
You want me to read it? Come here tomorrow and read it?
You can, or Jane, or whoever.
Or one of you two, that's fine.
Wanna
Or
wrestle?
whichever one.
I really don't have to, I would do, it'd be tough for me to get here tomorrow.
People love to hear your voice, Walt.
All right, what time are you gonna record it?
You would be recording.
Oh, well, yeah, no, but what time would we record it?
Anytime you want.
Okay. 10 o'clock?
Sure.
Okay, I'll come by at 10.
I suggest you write down what you want to say before you start.
I will. I'll write something
It'll
up
let
and
you
then
throw it away a few times.
Right,
Yeah.
I'd like to see what's gonna be said.
I'm gonna send an email out. Do not reply, just call me.
You can't do
No,
that.
you can't.
No, I can't do that, same
You
thing.
can let me
Oh.
know.
I can let you know.
They can let me know if they're
Yeah.
okay with it,
Perfect.
not you.
Okay.
We're not talking to you.
Don't, no one talk to me.
So Will's gonna,
I still have low blood oxygen.
okay.
The other thing is, I'm 0 for 1 in those, so, I don't know if you want me to,
No, we don't. Whipper.
Okay.
Do you, want a motion for that?
Yeah, can I get a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to authorize, President Worthy to utilize the public notification call system, code red, to forward the town council's message relating to the financial town referendum to be held on May 20th, 2025.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed.
And just for, all the people here tonight, and those watching online, it is important that we pass this budget. We've all worked hard on this, the budget board, put a lot of work into this, and if it doesn't pass, this is not a great budget in the respect that it's very lean, as far as, what we were able to do with the funds that we have. So if it doesn't pass, it becomes even more problematic for the town and the schools and everybody else that's affected by it.
Yeah, it'd be very problematic for the towns and the schools if we don't get this passed.
Well, I could hear you say
No. So it'd be very problematic for the towns and schools if this doesn't pass, so we ask that everybody support it.
Okay, D, pavilion tree naming. Discussion or action. DPW planted an 8 to 10 foot Norway spruce tree at the pavilion at Kentfield. It has been suggested that this tree would be a symbolic tree for future generations to enjoy and should be given a name for future reference. The name suggested Chet in reference to Chepachet.
Isn't that great?
Is this what you were talking about?
Yeah.
So we're gonna do something that's happy, right?
Okay.
So why don't you do
Why don't you make a motion?
Okay,
You will.
so,
What about
If council
patch?
agrees-
I like
no.
patch.
I thought about that, Walter, but I decided no.
What about etch it?
Or
Like in the
check.
middle. E-T.
Chepachet.
Chepachet, French.
Chepachet.
No, I think they like Chet.
Okay, I like Chet.
I like
Okay,
that.
thanks. I love Chet. I go by every day, make sure he's okay.
Gotta make a motion
So
though.
you're
I'm gonna do it
Water.
right now. I will.
Okay.
If council agrees, I'm making a motion to grant the name Chet to the 8 to 10 foot Norway spruce tree planted May 8th, 2025, as a gift to our residents and generations to come.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Chet, welcome to Gloucester.
Now we got Benny and Chet, how cute is that? I
Yes.
can see the t-shirts already.
But it says we have to keep it between 8 and 10 feet.
No, he's gonna get big.
So if we have to chop
Well,
him.
that's what he is right now.
Oh,
That's when he was born, this is his birthday.
this is his birthday? Today, all
No,
right.
May 8th.
Oh, May 8th is his birthday. Yeah.
I actually thought that I was gonna be able to dig the hole and.
The golden shovel?
I said,
Golden
Terry, I
shovel.
was gonna come help, and he kinda smiled at me, and I'm like, all right, so I even put my sneakers on, cause I knew I was gonna have to. And then they made a big giant circle, and I'm like, and they're like, get out of the way, and they came with the excavator, I was like, oh.
Well, we should have a ceremony for the tree now.
Shovel in the ground?
Yeah, I can't wait, it's gonna be
A
fun.
ribbon cutting for the tree.
No, he's.
The tree doesn't get benefits, right? It's not like a town employee.
No, that's right.
All right.
Shy.
He wants lights.
All right, E, bid extension request, discussion and interaction. DPW Director has submitted the following request, May 12, 2025, to Honorable Town Council from Gary Tremble, Public Works Director. Read bid extensions. Bid extensions were requested from the vendors on the following bids: IFB 2001-10, low sulfur diesel and gasoline; IFB 2024-01 hot mix asphalt. Both vendors have agreed to extend their bids at original pricing and conditions. See attached extension agreement. I'm requesting that these bid extensions be approved. Thank you, Gary Tremmel. End of memo. Number 1, IFB 2001-10 low sulfur diesel and gasoline. April 23rd, 2025, Reichert and Son Fuel Oil Company, 210 Old Snake Hill Road, Chepachet, Rhode Island 02814. Your bid IFB 2001-10 with the town of Gloucester, Rhode Island to supply low sulfur diesel and gasoline 89 octane at a price of 0.085 gallon over cost, expires May 31st, 2025. If you wish to extend your bid to us at original pricing and conditions in accordance with the approval motion at the May 7th, 2015 council meeting, you must sign the agreement below and return this letter in its entirety to us no later than May 9th, 2025. This agreement must be signed by an officer of the company. This agreement was signed by Reichert and Son Fuel Oils as follows. We agreed to extend the above reference bid with pricing, terms, and conditions remain the same until May 31st, 2026. Can I get a motion, please?
Motion to extend the IFB 2001-10 hot mix asphalt as per agreement with
No, it's the
existing.
wrong one, so it's the wrong thing in there.
Sorry.
Want me to-
That's all right, just change the IFB number and the name, and it still
Okay.
works.
Yeah, you can probably.
Just change it to IFB
Because they-
2001-10.
2001-10.
2001-10 low sulfur diesel and gasoline.
Yep.
As per agreement with existing terms to remain the same to 6/30/2026.
Can I second? Oh.
May
No,
31st.
May 31st.
May 31st, sorry.
Oh, okay. 31st.
So moved.
I'm sorry, who seconded?
I think she's just correcting it first.
She's just correcting it right now.
First, yeah.
Okay.
I'll second it then.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion passed. 2, IFB 2024-01 hot mix asphalt. The form was sent and returned to Mr. T. Miozzi is as follows. April 23rd, 2025, T. Miozzi LLC, 80 Compass Circle, North Kingstown, Rhode Island, 02852. Your bid with the town of Gloucester, RI, IFB 2024-01 to supply hot mix asphalt, 3-inch compacted at a price of $119 and 4-inch compacted at $119 a ton. In place, tack coat 65 cents per square yard and $8
Linear foot.
linear foot for berm expires 6/30/2025. If you wish to extend your bid to us as original pricing and conditions, you must sign the agreement below and return this letter in its entirety to us no later than May 9th, 2025. This agreement must be signed by an officer of the company. Vendor replied and signed. We agreed to extend the above referenced bid with pricing, terms, and conditions remaining the same until 6/30/2026. Can I please get a motion?
Make a motion to extend IFB 2024-01 hot mix asphalt as per agreement with existing terms to remain the same to 6/30/2026.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passed. F, personnel and appointments. Number 1, police department, part-time dispatcher position, discussion or action. Council has received a request from the police chief. 2 honorable town council members from Chief Joseph Del Preet, date May 6, 2025. Subject, part-time dispatcher position. Dear council members, I would respectfully request to appoint Christopher Branch, age 63 of Smithfield, to a part-time dispatcher position for the Gloucester Police Department. Christopher Branch is a retired Smithfield Fire Department dispatcher and former public safety dispatcher on the Gloucester Police Department from 1988 through 2012. Mr. Branch needs no training and is familiar with all aspects of police and fire dispatch in the town of Gloucester. Mr. Branch also has a part-time dispatch position with the Lincoln Fire Department and Situate Police and can immediately assist in filling shift vacancies at the police department when available. Mr. Branch has already completed a police department background check. This part-time position will be offered at an hourly rate of $24 per hour and not to exceed 24 hours per week. There will be no fringe benefits with this position and respectfully request this appointment to be effective on Sunday, May 25th, 2025. This extra part-time dispatcher will be helpful in filling overtime vacancies and mandatory orderbacks for full-time dispatchers. Joseph Del Prete, Chief of Police. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion to appoint Christopher Branch to the position of part-time dispatcher on the Gloucester Police Department at an hourly rate of $24, not to exceed 24 hours per week.
And a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Legislative updates, discussion or action. At the State House, the assault weapons ban was held for further study. That's all I have. Anybody else?
Well, we do need to keep an eye on things going up there. You know, we're getting near the end of the session, and they like to sneak some things in there at the end, so, you know, we do need to keep an eye on, the league really isn't helping us too much with many of our concerns, so, we did a motion tonight, we've done motions in the past. It sounds like other communities in the state are listening to us, they have the same concerns or similar concerns, so. In fact, you know, like North Smithfield and Situate, they sent a letter to us supporting legislation for funding for homeless student transit, because that hurts every
It's gonna hurt them
community.
a lot too, yeah.
Every community.
Is that it? Okay. All right, town council correspondence discussion. We have council correspondence as follows. Gloucester Housing Authority is currently accepting applications for housing. North Smithfield and Situate School Committee supporting legislation, RE prioritizing funding for homeless student transportation. Portsmouth School Committee supporting legislation to increase allowable pupil passenger limits. And number 4, State Traffic Commission, a flashing signal at the intersection of 94 and 44, Route 44.
I had one townsperson just contact me, just you know, make it aware, maybe we can do more to make sure that Dennis gets back to people in a more timely manner when they have issues with some zoning and building. They come in, the girls are great in the office, but sometimes they need a conversation with Dennis as opposed to an email back and forth. Just want to kind of affirm that we need to make sure we have that continuing conversation with Dennis, with the townspeople.
Okay.
Another point is Director of DOT, Peter Albini, he was here, it was last
He
week.
was here on the 8th.
Yeah, and so Jean, myself, Gary, Karen, if I'm not missing anybody, and a couple of his aides, we all met, and he was discussing roadworks, that whole program, and he was talking about how they have 600 projects going on right now in some form or fashion. We did ask about, they call it the Sucker Brook Bridge, which is over on the bridge that's out. It's only half a lane right now, or 1 lane over on Steer Farm Road. It's been out there for 4 years. So we asked, well, what's going on there? They said it's being scoped out right now, so that means that it's coming to fruition where it'll be eventually, sooner than later, put on the list to be done.
Have they checked the safety?
And not to, you know,
No, I mean, Mr. Albini wasn't able to drill down that, you know, he's pretty high level when it comes to that. So but they're scoping out. We did say, hey, it's been like 4 years now, we have people asking all the time, when's this gonna be done, so.
Okay. Department heads, any department heads today? No, all good, nice and calm. Boards and commissions? Any council members, okay, open forum, anybody have any last minute? Okay, we've already moved executive. All right, we got one more to go. Who wants to do it?
Wall does.
Oh, I don't have any, we're all set with that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
And second,
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much.
That was tough for Walter. He looked at the clock
You didn't
and
want
said,
to.
He did not want to stop before 8.
still time to get over to get something to eat.
We didn't have any